People are created in a way that they can become happy for the simplest reasons. And just as easily, they can fall into misery for even simpler ones. Just as life begins for a small cause and ends with an even smaller one, relationships too can collapse under the weight of fragile details. So let's begin with a question. What keeps a relationship truly healthy? The answer is simple: responsibility and sacrifice. When you share your life with someone, you open parts of yourself you've never shown to anyone else. You build dreams together. You make plans for the future. At that point, isn't it natural that your responsibility is not only for yourself, but also for the person you love? Now imagine being in a relationship with a narcissist. You'll soon realize how those two essential pillars, responsibility and sacrifice, completely disappear. A narcissist never takes responsibility for anyone but themselves. Their ego is their only duty. And sacrifice? Why would they sacrifice for another when their world revolves solely around their own desires? In a healthy relationship, partners grow together. They adapt. They evolve side by side. But with a narcissist, there is no such growth. Change is something they demand from others, but never embrace themselves. Their rigidity slowly suffocates the bond. At the beginning, a narcissist may appear charming, intelligent, even magnetic. But as time passes, cracks begin to show. You notice how arguments always circle back to you being too sensitive or overreacting. You notice how they never apologize unless it serves their own agenda. They don't see you as an equal partner, but as someone who exists to validate them, to admire them, to make them feel whole. The tragedy of being with a narcissist is that you start losing yourself piece by piece. Your emotions are dismissed. Your sacrifices are invisible. Your needs are minimized. Yet strangely, you find yourself trying harder, thinking maybe one day they'll change. Maybe one day they'll finally see you. But the truth is, they won't. A narcissist never truly changes in response to criticism or emotional appeals. They see no reason to. In relationships, this often creates two entirely different climates. One partner longs for growth, warmth, and stability, while the narcissist embodies coldness, distance, and self-absorption. Such a mismatch inevitably drains the relationship until it collapses. For the healthier partner, the future can still hold hope. If they can resist the temptation of returning when the narcissist comes knocking again, if they endure the pain of separation and patiently go through the healing process, they will eventually meet someone who values them, someone whose emotional climate harmonizes with theirs. But for the narcissist, their future is always bleak. They drift from one failed connection to another, unable to sustain intimacy, incapable of building anything lasting. Outwardly, they may appear charming, playful, even free-spirited, yet beneath the surface, they are profoundly lost. Even their attempts at intimacy feel clumsy, inconsistent, and hollow. Narcissists thrive on manipulation, on the thrill of winning someone over. They will go to great lengths to pursue you, making grand promises, swearing they've changed, painting vivid pictures of the future you could share together. But once the relationship begins, once they feel they've secured you, the magic evaporates for them. Their desire isn't built on love, it's built on conquest. They are unpredictable in all forms of connection, not just romantic ones. A narcissist may chase you desperately one day, only to reject you the next. They may insist on meeting when you're busy, then act disinterested when you make time for them. Responsibility is foreign to them. Consistency is impossible. Even within family, they avoid genuine bonds. They may cut visits short, dismiss affection, or dodge important commitments. The irony is that narcissists often view their partners as obstacles rather than allies. Instead of appreciating the stability and growth a healthy partner provides, they feel weighed down, like the relationship is holding them back from all the possibilities life has to offer. Yet when they walk away, they quickly discover that the world isn't filled with endless opportunities and admiration. So what do? They come back, not out of love, but out of ego. They want to confirm they are still desired, still irreplaceable. This cycle is infuriating for the partner left behind. You sympathize with the one who gave their heart and resent the narcissist who walks away without ever truly paying the price for their actions. And yet deep down, you know the narcissist will never find peace. Their inner restlessness is eternal. Like shifting seasons, our moods and relationships transform over time. But with a narcissist, the climate never softens. Their world remains cold and rigid, incapable of blossoming into something nurturing. The healthy partner, the one with patience, resilience, and hope, eventually finds their own spring. But for the narcissist, winter never ends. One of the most painful truths about being with a narcissistic partner is realizing that your love will never be enough. You can give them loyalty, affection, and endless chances, but in return, you'll only receive inconsistency. At first, they make you feel like you're the center of their world. They shower you with compliments, attention, and promises of a future together. But slowly, that energy fades. They grow distant, critical, and dismissive. You find yourself asking, "What did I do wrong?" When in reality, the problem was never you. It was their emptiness all along. Narcissists often thrive on control. They want to know that you're always within reach, always available, always ready to validate their worth. Yet the moment you show strength, the moment you prove you can live without them, they panic. They return not because they've changed, but because they fear losing their power over you. And here lies the cruel paradox. The more you give, the less they value you. The more you fight for the relationship, the more they see you as weak. For them, love is not about building together. It's about winning, dominating, and feeding their fragile ego. So the question is, how long can someone survive in a relationship where love is only one-sided? A narcissist's favorite weapon is manipulation. When they sense you're pulling away, they don't beg for forgiveness, they reinvent themselves. Suddenly, they claim to have changed. They promise they're no longer the same person who hurt you. They talk about wanting a family, stability, even a future that sounds too perfect to resist. But make no mistake, these are illusions, carefully crafted to reel you back in. They don't change because they feel guilty. They change because they fear losing control. And once you return, the cycle begins again: charm, control, neglect, and betrayal. This emotional roller coaster is exhausting. One moment, you believe you've finally reached the partner you always wanted. The next, you're back in the same darkness, asking yourself how you ended up here again. What makes it even more dangerous is that narcissists know exactly when to strike. They wait for your weakest moment, for when you're lonely, vulnerable, or nostalgic. And with a few carefully chosen words, they plant hope in your heart, even though they've shattered it before. So ask yourself, are they truly different this time? Or are you just caught in their cycle of promises and lies? Being with a narcissistic partner often feels like living in a constant state of confusion. One day, they're affectionate, acting as if you're their entire world. The next day, they're distant, cold, and critical, leaving you wondering what changed overnight. This inconsistency is not accidental, it's deliberate. Narcissists thrive on creating uncertainty, because uncertainty keeps you hooked. When they withdraw affection, you chase after it. When they give you a glimpse of love again, you feel relief, almost like a reward. This cycle is nothing more than emotional conditioning, a toxic game that makes you believe the problem lies within you. But the truth is clear: you're not the problem. The problem is that they cannot love in a healthy, consistent way. To them, relationships are not about mutual respect or partnership. They're about control, dominance, and feeding their fragile ego. And yet you stay. Why? Because deep down, you remember the version of them who once made you feel special. You hold on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, that version will return. But here's the hardest truth: that version was never real. It was just a mask. So the real question becomes, are you in love with the person in front of you, or with the illusion they created to trap you? The most dangerous part of being with a narcissist is not the arguments, not even the betrayal. It's the slow erosion of your self-worth. Little by little, they convince you that your feelings don't matter, that your needs are unreasonable, that your expectations are too much. At first, you fight back, you argue, you defend yourself. But over time, their constant criticism wears you down. You begin to question your own reality. Am I really overreacting? Maybe I am the problem. This is exactly what they want: to break your confidence until you no longer trust yourself. This process is called gaslighting, and it's one of the narcissist's most powerful tools. By twisting the truth, denying their actions, and blaming you for everything, they make you doubt your own memory and perception. In the end, you stop confronting them altogether, just to avoid another exhausting fight. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. The moment you stop questioning yourself and start questioning them, the illusion collapses. A narcissist's control only works if you allow them to define reality. Once you see through the lies, their power over you begins to fade. So the real battle is not with them, it's with your own mind. Will you believe their version of reality, or will you trust your own truth? In the end, a relationship with a narcissist always leads to the same destination: emptiness. You give everything, and they give nothing. You hope for change, but they only change masks. You wait for love, but they only crave control. The truth is, you can't heal someone who refuses to see they're broken. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And you certainly can't build a future with someone who only sees you as fuel for their fragile ego. But here's what you can do. You can reclaim yourself. You can walk away, knowing that leaving them is not losing, it's winning back your peace, your confidence, and your freedom. Because at the end of the day, love is not supposed to drain you. It's not supposed to confuse you, belittle you, or make you doubt your worth. Real love empowers, nurtures, and helps you grow. So if you've ever loved a narcissist, remember this: their winter will never end. But you still have the chance to find your spring. If you found this message meaningful, don't forget to subscribe to Lemora Mind for more deep reflections on psychology, philosophy, and the human soul. Your next step toward clarity might just be the next video.